Hello students, welcome to Notebook. Today we shall discuss the poem Going to Buy a Book by Rukmini Banerjee. Students, I hope you know that reading is a very good habit. It helps us to gain important knowledge or information about everything around us. We shall learn more about reading and books in the poem. But before we do that, let us learn a little about the poet. Dr. Rukmini Banerjee completed her Bachelor in Arts from St. Stephen's College and attended Delhi School of Economics. She obtained her PhD from the University of Chicago. Currently, she is the CEO of Pratham, one of the largest non-governmental organizations in India. Pratham was established in Mumbai in 1994 and works towards promoting quality education for the underprivileged children. She writes frequently on education in India and enjoys writing books and stories for children. Let us now begin with the poem Going to Buy a Book. Rukmini Banerjee. One day, grandfather gave my brother and me some money. Go and buy books, he said. We were both very happy. We both loved to read. In this poem, the speaker talks about a particular day when her grandfather gave money to both her and her brother so that they could buy books. The children were very happy with the money they received, as they loved reading books. What happened next? Let us move on to the next stanza to find out. Should we go now? Should we go later? Should we go today? Should we go tomorrow? We decided to go right now. Initially, they could not decide whether they should go to buy the books immediately or they should go sometime later. After a lot of thinking, they decided to go immediately. Moving on to the next stanza now. Should we go to the big market? Should we go to the small shop? Should we go with somebody? Should we go alone? We decided to go to the small shop, just the two of us. They also could not settle whether to go to the big or small market, whether they should go alone or they should ask someone else to accompany them. However, both of them decided to visit the small bookshop. Next, we shall discuss the following two stanzas of the poem. We like the small bookshop. It is small, but it has many books. The man in the shop likes us. He always helps us. Should I buy a book with a lot of pictures? Should I buy a book with a lot of stories? Should I buy a thin book? I could not decide. The speaker says that not only did the man in the bookshop like them, he also helped them. Then the siblings had to come across the most difficult decision of choosing which book they wanted to buy. The speaker could not decide whether to buy a book full of pictures, or a book full of stories, or a thin book. We did not know which book to buy. The man in the shop smiled at us. Relax, come with me, he said. These books are about animals. Those are about machines. Those over there are about wars. Take what you want. The children did not know which book to buy when the helpful shopkeeper came to their rescue. The man smiled at them and guided them through a variety of books on animals, machines, and wars. They could now choose accordingly. Let's move on to read the next stanzas now. I picked some books. My brother picked some books. I sat on the floor. My brother sat on the chair. And we read, and we read, and we read. It was very quiet. There was no sound. 1 hour passed. 2 hours passed. Finally, we knew which books to buy. Finally, getting hold of all the books, the children were at ease and they started reading the books. They did not stop reading for hours. The speaker sat on the floor while her brother sat on the chair of the bookshop, and they read for 2 hours. Let us now conclude the poem by reading the last 2 stanzas. The man in the bookshop smiled at us. I got a fat book with many stories. My brother got a big book with many pictures. We ran home to our grandfather. We climbed on his bed. He put his arms around us, and then we read and we read and we read. The speaker got a fat book with a lot of stories, while her brother got a book full of pictures. Finally, they ran to their grandfather, climbed onto his bed, and put their arms around his neck, after which they read the books for a long time. With that, we come to the end of the poem. We hope you too develop your interest in reading books, as it will inform you about a lot of things in life. That's all for today's video lesson. We hope this helps you in your studies. See you soon.